So this morning, feel free to start lying down or to stay seated. So whatever you prefer, depending on perhaps your energy levels this morning. And if you have a strap, you might like to have that close by for one of the stretches a little later on, but you can always just hold the back of the leg or use a scarf if you don't have a strap. Morning, Naomi. So just take these first few moments to settle yourself, either seated or lying down. You might like to close the eyes, soften the shoulders, soften the skin of the face. Perhaps exhaling a few times through the mouth. So just allowing everything to slow down and become a little quieter. And I invite you to begin your practice this morning by observing how you are feeling without thinking that you have to be any particular way right now. So just be yourself with whatever you are experiencing right now, and know that that's okay. So beginning to let go of the outside world and turn your attention within. Becoming aware of the flow of breath. Each breath arising, each breath passing away. Aware that the breath is nourishing your blood, your cells, your brain, every organ, every system of your body is cared for by the breath. Allowing any clenching in your hands or your feet to begin to release. Any tension in your solar plexus or around the heart beginning to unwind, unravel. And feel the space of your heart begin to soften just by bringing awareness to it. Your face and scalp, releasing unconscious tension. I'd like to begin this morning by sharing a beautiful poem with you by a woman called Shelan Harkin. So just let yourself relax and soften as you listen. Comedians need a space to cry, and spiritual leaders need a space to share their insecurities and how vulnerable they feel. Religious people need a space to share their doubts, and priests need a space to confess their desires. Mothers need a space to wail about how regularly we long to escape motherhood. And parents need permission to curl their hurts into fetal position and to cradle their hearts. It must be okay for saints to also have scuff marks and for the monk to long to come down from the mountain top. Doctors need a space to talk about their addictions. Mystics must be allowed to also trudge through the mundane. And we need to be able to tell God we hate him now and then, to stay in honest and whole relationship. Dear one, to be fully human, we must be allowed to share our full experience of strength and struggle in a way that doesn't threaten our belonging. We must grow into hearts that can hold all parts of each other. For our light to go on sustaining itself, it must be allowed its shadow. So I invite you to give yourself permission now to feel whatever you are feeling and release any need to change what you are feeling. Allow the experience to be whatever it is. Notice what is present for you now. Noticing, observing, feeling, without any sense of your feelings or your current experience being wrong. And then I invite you to rest your hands over your heart, or perhaps over a part of the body that is feeling some discomfort or discord, or that is perhaps feeling a little bit vulnerable this morning. And vary the touch till it feels very tender, very warm and loving. Begin to feel warmth and presence now through this connection. Beginning to awaken a greater sense of kindness towards yourself. And if it feels right to do so, begin to whisper to yourself, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay that you're feeling this way. Feelings like this are a part of life. It's okay. I'm here. I'm here for you. I'm right here for you. It's okay to feel this way. To feel yourself opening up to your own kindness and comfort, your genuine care and presence. And as we begin to move in a moment, continue to be there as a presence of love and kindness for yourself, for the parts that might be hurting or in pain. Perhaps continuing this inquiry by asking, what do I need right now? What do I need right now? To practice yoga, or more kindness, or a day of rest, to be held, to be heard more often. What do I need right now? So if your hands are not over your heart, I invite you to bring your hands there now, one palm on top of the other. Whether you're lying down or seated, that's fine. Just stay as you are. And on our next inhalation, let's stretch the arms up towards the sky. Just keep the arms there as you exhale and just soften the shoulders, soften the face. So another breath in. Feel yourself now opening up. So a sense of expansion, welcoming in. And again, just let the arms stay there as you exhale. So it's like we're becoming a chalice. And one more breath in. And on this exhalation, just float the arms down by your side. And if you're seated, you might now fold forward. If you're lying down, bring the knees in towards your chest, wrap the arms around your legs and just start to rock from side to side. I'm going to come back to meet you on my mat. And there's absolutely no hurry, but when you feel ready, you can slowly make your way up into a standing position. So we're coming into Tadasana to begin our practice this morning. No hurry, take your time. Feet are hip width, toes are spread, shoulders rolling down the back, the heart is open. For the moment, the palms facing forward to broaden the upper chest. You might like to close the eyes. You might like to sway a little bit from side to side or even forward and back, evenly distributing the weight through the left foot and the right foot. Make sure you're not clenching the teeth. So just relax the jaws, the teeth, the tongue, the forehead soft. And once again, connecting with your breath, feeling the breath flowing in through both nostrils and out through both nostrils. Long, smooth inhalation. So starting to deepen the breath now, have a fuller breath. And a long, smooth exhalation through the nose. Okay. We're going to add a very simple arm movement, synchronizing the movement with our breath. Little soft bend in the legs. So you're not locking the knees back and letting the legs sort of be tight and hard. So just a little soft bend there. So on your next inhalation, sweep the arms up overhead, filling the lungs. Fingertips might touch. And as we exhale, the arms float down by our side. Now on the next inhalation, we bring the hands up through our center, palms facing up, about to the level of your throat. And then turn the palms down as you exhale and lower the hands. So again, breathing in, sweep the arms overhead. Fingertips might touch. And exhale. Breathe in, hands come up through the core, up to the throat. Turn the palms down and exhale. Okay, so let's keep going. Breathing in. And breathing out. Inhale up the front. And down. You might pause for a second or two with the fingertips touching, and then allow the exhalation to come smooth and long. Breathe your hands up the front. Turn the palms down and exhale. Let's do 2 more. Stay with your breath, listening to the breath. Perhaps a little pause at the top. And let the arms float down. Breathe the hands up the front. And exhale. Now, when you finish this last one, just rest your arms by your side. If you're comfortable, close the eyes and continue that same breathing we were just doing with the movement, but now just without the movement. Good. And release. Okay, let's work with a gentle lateral stretch now. So on the next inhale, sweep the arms overhead, but this time we'll hold the right wrist with the left hand. And as we exhale, we're leaning over to the left side. Come back to center, change the grip, and leaning over to the right. Come back to center, release the grip, and lower the arms, linking the movement with your breath. So again, breathing in, holding the right wrist, leaning over to the left, back to center, and over to the right, back to center, and float the arms down. So one more. And when you finish, just take a resting breath there. You might choose to sigh the breath away. Okay, so we're going to move on to Thich Nhat Hanh's mindful balance. I think you all know this, but feel free to have a look if you're not sure. If you're feeling a little bit wobbly, be near a wall or a chair to have some support. Otherwise, both hands are on the hips. We're lengthening up through the crown top, so we're not losing our height here. And we're going to shift the weight into the left foot to begin as we breathe in and lift this right leg up. Try to relax your shoulders. And on the exhalation, we're working to straighten that right leg. Bend the leg back in as you inhale and lower. Other side. So breathe in, lift the left leg. Breathe out. Bend the leg in and lower. So let's do 2 more to each side. Inhale. Straighten the leg. Bend it in and lower. Staying with your breath. Keep lengthening up through the crown top, standing tall, face soft. Good. When you finish, release your hands and again, take a resting breath. Okay, we're going to work with our flowing bird now. So feet stay hip width. On the next inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. You might choose to look up, stretch up tall, and then exhale, bend the legs. Legs can stay bent or straighten here, arms up behind. Inhale, come all the way up. Again, you might choose to look up and bringing the arms down by your side. So breathing in, sweep the arms overhead and exhale. Inhale. Work at your own pace with this long, smooth inhalation and long, smooth exhalation. So just finish the one you're on. And then we're going to do one more and we're going to stay in the forward fold. So when you're in the forward fold, let the arms dangle down and we're going to transition into down face dog pose. So take the hands forward, spread the fingers wide, walk your feet back, coming into Ardha Mukha Svanasana, down face dog pose. You might like to begin by just pedaling the legs. So bending one leg and then the other. Good. Just relax your head and your neck. You might exhale through the mouth a couple of times, softening the skin of the face. And then you might choose to have a diagonal stretch. So push back into the heel, the sole of the left foot, and forward into the right palm, bending the right leg. And just hold that stretch for a couple of breaths. And then when you're ready, you can swap sides. So pushing forward into the left palm, back into the right heel, the right foot, bending the left leg. Good. And then holding dog if you would like to for another 2 or 3 breaths. When you've had enough, we're all going to drop down onto the knees and rest into our favorite version of child. So you might be making fists with the hands or resting your arms down alongside you. One big toe on top of the other. Just taking a moment to turn your gaze within and to notice what's going on inside. You might choose to whisper to yourself once again, it's okay. It's okay. I'm here for you. I'm right here for you. It's okay. All right, let's come up onto all fours. We're going to work with a few rounds of cat. Any knee issues, feel free to pop a bit of support under your knees. Your shoulders are directly over your wrists, your hips are directly over your knees. Our spine is in a neutral position to begin. When you're ready, you can inhale, start to lift the tailbone, not doing too much of a back bend here. Gazing to look up, face soft. And on the exhalation, rounding the back, drawing the belly in, head moves last. So we move from the base of the spine first. So as you inhale, tailbone lifts. Chest moves forward, face lifts. And as you exhale, move from the tailbone first, pushing the back up towards the sky. So work at your own pace with this long, smooth inhalation and long, smooth exhalation. Breathing in through the nose. And breathing out through the nose. And rather than thinking of this pose as a really simple, basic pose, we could choose to reframe it and to think of this as an opportunity to get to know our back and our spine much more intimately. It's like an adventure into our back, into our spine, becoming more aware of what parts of the spine feel more open and what parts feel a little bit tighter or stiffer, more challenged, without attaching a judgment to this. How is your back feeling this morning? The different areas, the different parts, the different sections of your back. Just work with one more of these. And then you might choose to sit back and just release the wrists for a moment, perhaps make a few slow circles. Or give them a bit of a shake. Even spread the fingers wide, then make fists. Spread the fingers and make fists. All right, coming back onto all fours for a flowing gait sequence, Trigonasana. So again, I think you've all done this with me, but feel free to have a look if you're not sure. So the knees are together, shoulders directly over the wrists. Exhale all breath. As we breathe in, we're going to straighten the right leg and extend the right arm up overhead. Now you can either look forward or turn to look up towards your right thumb. And on the exhalation, we come back to all fours. And then we turn to the other side. So breathing in, straighten the left leg, left arm up. And exhale, come back to center. So let's keep going. Right leg long, right arm up. And lower. Left leg long, left arm up. And lower. Okay, this time we're going to hold the pose. So extend the right leg, take the right arm up. Those of you who'd like to challenge yourself a little bit, you can lift that right leg up, push out through the right heel. And if it feels okay to do so, turn that top arm and extend that arm over your head. So again, you're either looking forward or looking up under the right armpit. Breath is flowing. Keep pushing out through the right heel. Good, and then carefully lower the right foot, lower this right arm down, come back to all fours, and we'll do the same to the other side. So turning to the left now, extend the left arm up. And if you'd like to, option to raise that left leg, push out through the left heel, turn the left arm, perhaps taking that arm over the head. So you're looking forward or looking up underneath the left armpit. Extending out through the left fingertips, pushing out through that left heel, and breathe. And carefully lower the left heel, carefully lower the left hand down and drop back into extended child. Take a breath or two here. All right, we're going to make our way up to stand once again through down face dog pose. So when you're ready, inhale up onto your knees, tuck your toes into dog. You might choose to have 2 or 3 breaths in dog. When you're ready, we're going to walk our feet towards our hands, lift up halfway, and then fold down. So legs bent or straight, and perhaps choosing to stay in the forward fold for 2 or 3 breaths. Just let the shoulders soften. Any sinus congestion or headaches, you wouldn't stay down too long, so just gently come up. No hurry though, if you're happy there. In your own good time, slowly coming up, roll the shoulders back and down, and take a breath. Okay, let's take the legs a little wider apart. We're working with a variation of triangle, Trigonasana. So outer edges of the feet parallel, shoulders back. When you're ready, breathe in, raise the arms, turning to the left. Exhale, tipping over to the left side, just looking down towards your left big toe for now. Breathe yourself back to center. Turn around to the right and tip over to the right side. Extending the left arm up. Inhale, let's keep going. And exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, let's hold the next one. So staying here, choosing if you like to keep looking towards your left big toe, or turn the head now to look forward or even up towards that right thumb. Those of you who want to take this a little bit further, we can turn that top arm and just extend the arm over the head a little bit. So breathing into that right side of the torso. Nice full breaths. Good. And then inhale, come back to center, turn around to the right and tipping over to the right side. So choosing to either keep looking down towards your right big toe or turn forward, or looking up towards that left thumb, or perhaps turning that top arm and extending that arm over the head. And breathe. Good. Head to neutral. Inhale, come up. And release the arms. Now just turn your toes out. And again, inhale. Now raising the arms above the head. Bring the palms to touch. And as we exhale, we're coming into a squat. Bring the hands to prayer position at the heart space. So soften your shoulders, tuck the chin in a little. See if you can just lift your toes up and wriggle them around, relax your toes. Nice straight spine. So it's like our spine is in Tadasana. Now, those of you who'd like to challenge yourself a little bit more, see if you can lift that left heel off the mat and just hold that for a breath or two. And then swap sides. And then try lifting both heels up. And lowering the heels. Inhale, stretch the arms up. And exhale. Good. Step the feet together, perhaps even give them a bit of a shake. Okay, back into Tadasana, mountain pose. So feet hip width, toes are spread, shoulders back and down, palms facing forward. And if you like, just closing the eyes for a moment, taking a few quiet breaths here. So feeling the breath flowing in through both nostrils and out through both nostrils. So we're going to come back to the first movement we did standing, synchronizing our breath with a simple arm movement. We're going to add on a little bit to that sequence. So exhale all breath. And as we breathe in, we sweep the arms up overhead. Fingertips might touch. We might have a little pause. And exhale. And then bring the hands up through the center. Turn the palms down and exhale. Inhale the arms up. Keep the legs soft. Now this time, as we exhale, we take the arms back. That's really nice opening for the shoulders. And then as we inhale, we just bring the hands up the sides of the back, just under the armpits. And as we exhale, we push the hands forward. And then we turn the hands, so wrist rotation, take the arms out to the side. And exhale. So let's do a few more of these. So breathing in. Fingertips touch. And breathing out. Inhale the hands up the front. So take the arms back behind. And then bring the hands up the sides of the back, just under your armpits. And exhale, palms forward. Turn the wrists, the hands, breathe in. And breathe out. Let's do 3 more of these. Inhale the arms up. And take the arms back behind. Inhale. Stay with your breath. Breathe your hands up and exhale the palms forward. Last one. Now, when you finish and your arms float back down by your side, if you're comfortable, close the eyes and just continue the same breathing you were doing just then with that movement, but without the movement. Beautiful. And gently release. Blink the eyes open. Come down to a comfortable seated position. So you might be kneeling or cross-legged or legs stretched out in front. You might have a cushion underneath you. And we're going to bring the palms together and just start to rub the palms. So that sequence we just did was, I learned that from Paul in Bali, and it was my favorite of all that we did together. I just really loved it. I was so excited to share it with you today. So rub, rub, rub until they feel nice and warm. We're going to do the self-havening technique now. So a very soothing, calming practice, good for if we're feeling a little bit anxious or upset or agitated, unsettled. So when the palms feel nice and warm, you might need to take glasses off if you wear them. We're going to start just by gently stroking across our forehead. So allow your touch to be very soft, very gentle and tender, as though you're stroking the forehead of a beloved child or pet or parent or partner or a special beloved friend. Just gently stroking your forehead with a loving, kind touch. Good. And then start to stroke down your hairline. And then go to the top of the head and just stroke down the sides of your head, down your hair, over your hair. A loving, tender touch. Good. And then go to your cheeks, go to the bridge of the nose and just stroking out across your cheeks. Good. You might even like to say to yourself again a few times, it's okay. I'm here for you. I'm not leaving. And then go to your opposite shoulder and stroke down your arms all the way down to your fingers. And do that a few more times. Down the arms. Gentle and warm, caring touch. It's okay. I'm right here for you. It's okay. And then finally, with one hand, just stroke the other palm. And then swap. And then rest your hands over your heart center. If you're comfortable, close the eyes. Take a few conscious breaths into your heart. Observing what's going on inside, how you're feeling. And we're going to work with the chant of awe, which helps to awaken our heart chakra and our heart chakra. So as we're chanting, allow the energy, the vibration of the sound to flow down into your chest. So three times, 3 chants. Exhale all breath. And then breathing in. Oh. We're going to fold forward. If you're kneeling, you might come into child, but otherwise stretch the legs out in front, bring them into a diamond shape, even if you're sitting up onto some support, and then we'll gently fold forward. Directing your gaze inward towards your heart center. And if you'd like to join with me, we'll chant 3 more rounds of awe, just softly, a little softer this time. So breathing in. Oh. 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 And gently coming up. All right. Either now keeping the legs stretched out in front in Dandasana. So this is Dandasana, and working with a twist from this position, or if you prefer Sukhasana, easy cross-legged. Taking the arms out to the side and inhale. Let's raise the arms to shoulder height, and then we're going to turn to the left. So your right fingers come to the outside of the knee or wrap under the thigh. Head moves last as we turn to look over that left shoulder, tucking the chin in a little. And then we breathe ourselves back to center, lengthen up through the crown top and twisting to the right. Let's keep going. So breathe in to center and twisting to the left. Inhale, center. And twisting to the right. Breathe in. Let's hold this last one. Twisting to the left. And you can either keep the left fingertips on the floor there, or some of you might like to wrap them around your back, reaching towards your right thigh. Good. Inhale, float the arms out to the sides and twisting to the right. So again, fingers might be on the floor or wrapped around your back, reaching for your left thigh. Good. Inhale back to center and exhale. Just stretching the legs out in front. Bring the feet onto the mat. Feet are hip width apart, fingers behind. And we're just going to slowly drop the knees over to one side and turn to look over the opposite shoulder. So come back to center, knees to the side, looking over the opposite shoulder. Good. Now you can keep this slow, or some of you might like to speed this up. See what feels good for you this morning. Good. Just one more to each side. Make sure you work evenly. And then come back to center and just release the arms forward. Take a breath or two here. All right, working with a little bit of abdominal strengthening work now, a variation of boat, Navasana. So hands are going to go behind and we're going to cross one ankle over the other. It doesn't matter which one. You can play around with whether your fingers point forward or behind. See how you go with that. As we breathe in, we're going to lean back and see if we can straighten the legs. As we exhale, we draw the knees in, we move the chest towards the knees, trying not to collapse the chest. So we'll try 4 more. Inhale, lean back, see if you can straighten the legs. And exhale, pull in. Inhale, lean back. Exhale, draw in. And one more. And then release, just take the hands forward, take a breath or two there. And then we'll try the other side. So cross the opposite ankle on top this time. Try to keep the heart moving forward, even here. As we inhale, we're going to lean back and see if we can straighten the legs and exhale. So 4 more. Inhale, straighten and pull in. And last one. And release. Again, release the arms forward. Take a breath or two here. And then we're going to make our way down to the mat. So the back on the mat and draw the knees in towards the chest. And let's rock a little bit from side to side. Come back to center. Place the right foot stepped up close to the buttock and the left ankle on your right thigh. So a little bit of extra hip opening work. Left hand might be on the inner edge of your left knee. So you might be in this position, or we interlace the fingers under the right knee and draw that right knee towards the chest. Keeping that left foot flexed to protect the left knee. Tucking the chin forward so the back of the neck is long. And breath is flowing. Face is soft, mouth is free of tension, forehead smooth. All right, now from here, we're going to move into a twist. So we're going to just place that right foot back down on the mat if it was in the air. Take the right hand to the outer edge of the left knee, left arm at shoulder height. And then as we exhale, we're going to take the knees over to the right side. So try to soften that left shoulder down. Head may turn to the left if that's okay for your neck. Otherwise, keeping your head in more of a neutral position. And breathe. All right, gently come back to center. Uncross your legs. And let's do the same to the other side. So right ankle on your left thigh, either right hand on the inner edge of the right knee, or interlace your fingers under the left knee. Back of the neck long. And let the breath flow. Okay, so we're going to move into a twist. So if that left foot's in the air, lowering it down, left hand to the outer edge of the right knee, right arm at shoulder height. As we exhale, carrying those knees across to the left side. Head may turn to the right. And we soften here. Good. Let's gently come back to center. Uncross your legs. Just give the knees a little bit of a hug and a squeeze. And then you can stretch the legs out along the mat and inhale, raise both arms up overhead. Have a little bit of a wriggle and a stretch from side to side. And release your arms down. Let's do that twice more. So breathing in Arms sweep overhead. Point your toes. And exhale. And last one. Good. Okay, just step the feet up close to the buttocks and take the arms up towards the sky. So fingers are pointing up towards the sky, palms are facing each other. Feel that your head, neck and spine are in a straight line. Just going to do a little movement now for our shoulders. So on your next inhale, you're just going to imagine you're trying to reach the right fingers up a bit higher towards the ceiling, and the right shoulder will lift off the mat. And then exhale, just let it lower back down. So just a small movement. So right fingers stretch up, right shoulder blade lifts and lowers. We'll do 3 more. So just on the right side, inhale, lift and lower. Breathing in, lift and lower. And last one. And then we'll do the same on the left side. So when you're ready, inhale, lift the left shoulder blade up, stretch the left fingers up and lower. 4 more. How does this side feel compared to that right side? Might feel the same, might feel very different. No judgment. Good. Okay, so when you finish 5 on the left side, we're going to do 5, lifting both at the same time. So when you're ready, breathing in, stretch the fingers up, shoulders lift, hold for a moment, and lower. 4 more. When you finish, just let your arms float down and take a breath. Okay, if you've got a strap next to you, grab your strap. We're popping the strap around the ball of the right foot, or perhaps a scarf. Don't worry if you don't have any props. You can use your hands to hold interlaced around the back of the thigh or the calf, or some of you might be able to hold on to your right big toe. Again, just check that your spine is in alignment, the chin tucking forward, left leg can stay bent, or if you don't need that extra support for the lower back, you can straighten the left leg, keeping that left foot flexed. So let's hold the stretch. And we'll come back to the heart, gazing to the heart space, and we'll chant 3 rounds of awe, if you'd like to join with me. So just exhale all breath. And then breathing in. Oh. Let's release that right leg down, bend the left leg, we'll swap over. So strap around the ball of the left foot or holding the back of the leg, the calf, perhaps reaching for your big toe. Choosing to keep the right leg bent or straighten it out, flexing the foot. You might notice this leg feels quite different to the right leg. Just noticing if this is the case without adding a judgment. Let's come back to our chant, 3 rounds. Deep breath in. Oh. And gently release it down. Just release the strap to the side, both knees in. We're going to continue with the chant. If you'd like to, in a moment, we'll raise the legs and then we'll chant the legs back into this position. So exhale all breath. And then breathing in. So legs up, arms overhead. Push the heels up towards the sky and chanting back in. Oh. Let's do 2 more and then we'll add bridge. So drop the knees to the mat, palms down alongside your hips. Let's lift into bridge. Arms may also lift up and overhead with bridge. And exhale, lower down and knees come into the chest. Inhale the legs up. Oh. Drop your feet to the mat, palms down. Inhale into bridge. And exhale, lower and bring the knees in. Last one, inhale. Feet to the mat. Inhale, bridge. And exhale, lower down. Cross your legs at the ankles, have a hand on each knee, and let's make some little circles on the floor with our lower back. Come back to center, cross the legs the other way, and circling in the opposite direction. Good. Come back to center. Inhale, stretch the legs away, arms lift up and overhead. Have a lovely stretch. And release your arms down by your side. So we're going to move into Shavasana now. So feel free to grab whatever you need to be comfortable and to be warm. I'm going to come up closer to you once again. Take your time settling down. Perhaps sighing the breath Out through the mouth 2 or 3 times. And you might like to say to yourselves a few times, may I learn to look at myself with the eyes of understanding and love. May I learn to look at myself with the eyes of understanding and love. Just dropping your gaze down towards your heart space now. Breathing softly into and out of your heart. And sensing what's going on in your heart right now. Trusting in and resting in the presence that is your true home. And I invite you to ponder the question, what's the sense of your own being, of who you are right now? What's the sense of your own being, of who you are right now? And has this shifted from when we commenced the practice earlier this morning? Has this shifted? So while you're resting, I'd like to share with you the poem once again that we started with today by Shellen Harkin. Comedians need a space to cry, and spiritual leaders need a space to share their insecurities and how vulnerable they feel. Religious people need a space to share their doubts, and priests need a space to confess their desires. Mothers need a space to wail about how regularly we long to escape motherhood. And parents need permission to curl their hurts into fetal position and to cradle their hearts. It must be okay for saints to also have scuff marks, and for the monk to long to come down from the mountain top. Doctors need a space to talk about their addictions. Mystics must be allowed to also trudge through the mundane. And we need to be able to tell God we hate him now and then, to stay in honest and whole relationship. Dear one, to be fully human, we must be allowed to share our full experience of strength and struggle in a way that doesn't threaten our belonging. We must grow into hearts that can hold all parts of each other. For our light to go on sustaining itself, it must be allowed its shadow. Feel free to remain lying down if you're happy there and you have the space and time to do so. Otherwise, I invite you now to become aware once more of your surroundings, listening to sounds, noticing the temperature of the air on your skin, perhaps the touch of a blanket against you, noticing the smells. I'm starting to become a little more conscious of your breath, feeling a fresh wave of breath flow in and a wave of breath flowing out. Wriggling your fingers and toes, having a bit of a stretch. And then rolling over to one side and carefully coming up into a comfortable seated position. Taking the arms out to the side. Deep breath in, raising the arms up overhead. And exhale. Bring the hands down to your heart, bowing your head. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. It's good to be back. Love to you all. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye. Love, love, love.